Hey everyone, welcome on in to another video with a new update coming to New Horizons. There comes new villagers. So let's go ahead and rank them on a tier list. Let me know in the comments below if y'all agree with how I rank the villagers or not. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and start ranking our villagers. It looks like here we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 new villagers to rank on our tier list. Here I have rank S, A, B, C, D, and F. F is a tier that I decided to add it on my own. I'm not sure if I'm going to put any villagers on there. We're going to go ahead and go with it. You guys also have my wonderful Twitch community here that's going to be helping me rank my villagers. I'll go ahead and do the ranking first and then see what my chat has to say. With that said, let's go ahead and get one of the villagers out of the way first. We're going to go ahead and start with Roswell. So Roswell here is a alligator villager, and I personally am not a huge alligator villager fan. I think the only alligator villager that I'm a huge fan of is probably Drago. I personally don't think he's the worst of the alligator, so I don't believe he belongs in F tier, but I think he'll definitely be, I'm gonna put him in D tier. And the reason why I say that is that he's not uggo enough for me to put in F tier. I love his design. The stripes that he has on his character looks really nice, but definitely not there. So rough start. So we're gonna go ahead and rank Zoe. Zoe, you poor soul. From the top of my head, I don't really remember any anteater villagers personally. For Zoe, I'm just gonna go with my gut. I think Zoe is gonna have to belong into the F tier. I'm sorry, Zoe. G for garbage. Next up, one of my actually favorite villagers out of the entire set of new villagers is Chapwick. So Chapwick is partially named after one of my friends here. Goes by, I'm sure you guys know who he is, Bewick, aka Blaine. Just a little bit of background. I think Nintendo lurks in both of our streams, so they wanted to dedicate one of the villagers to Blaine and I. And the one thing that I think Nintendo wanted to hint my presence in the game is the ice cream that Chadwick is eating. It's a blue popsicle, which, as you guys know, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. And so sea salt ice cream is a huge symbol for friendship. So I thought that Nintendo was just giving Blaine and I a nod, you know, for Animal Crossing. And so
sure, Jan.
Yeah, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and rank Chapwick. I do think Chapwick is a very cute villager. I love the earmuffs I believe he's wearing. I'm not entirely sure what he's wearing on his ears, but I do love his blue design, his lazy kind of look, and any villager that eats a sea salt ice cream is gonna be one of my favorites automatically. And not to mention, he's a freaking penguin. Penguins are cute. He's not necessarily A tier for me, but I definitely do believe he belongs in B tier. All right, next up, let's go ahead and let's get rid of the elephant in the room. We know that Shino, Yone, and Sasha are all probably everyone's favorite set of villagers. And so, you know, without any hesitancy, I believe that these three villagers automatically just belong in S tier. But you know what? Actually, give me a second. They belong in bad villager tier. They belong in bad village. How to dislike a YouTube video before it's even posted. All right, joking aside, we're gonna go ahead and rank one of my favorite villagers on this list, and that is Sasha. As you guys know, Sasha was recently revealed as a boy. Our boy, Sasha, is automatically one of the most cutest villagers ever, and I'm so excited that we have a femboy representation in the game. This is an easy choice. Sasha is absolutely S tier. Just look at him. Look at the hair, look at the ooh eyes, look at that cute jacket. Definitely one of the villagers I'm gonna be putting on my island. Sasha means Alexander in Russian. Oh, I didn't know that actually. All right, so our next villager is quite a quality villager, and her name is Faith. Faith, I believe, out of all the koala villagers, are one of the cutest villagers I've seen. Kind of reminds me of June. So I don't know, I just love that aesthetic, and she is absolutely adorable. I don't know if she's S tier cute for me, and so I'm gonna go ahead and put her in a safe spot, and I'm gonna rank Faith in A tier. There's a rule somewhere that koalas can't be above C tier. Come on now. Now that we've gone through at least 5 villagers, I should absolutely stop monkeying around, because I'm sure y'all are absolutely going bananas for me to rank this next villager, and that is Tian Shang. Tian Shang, this monkey villager, is absolutely adorable. Definitely inspired by the Monkey King lore and the Chinese lore. And so I'm already biased. I'm not a huge monkey villager fan, but just because of the aesthetic of Tian Shang, I'm gonna have to definitely give him A tier. Well, I'm happy that they added in another octopi. I thought I used to be obsessed with Marina, but the fact that whenever I villager hunt, I would bump to Marina every single time. I started disliking her character just because I would see her all the dang time. It's not a bad design. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put Cephalobot in C tier. Not just because it starts with a C, by the way. All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead and rank our villager Azalea. What a beautiful name, by the way. I believe Azalea is a flower. Azalea, other than the flower aspect, doesn't really like scream at me as a villager of want or need. I'm gonna unfortunately have to rank Azalea F tier. I'm sorry, Azalea, but I'm sorry, I don't. All right, I rescind my placements of Azalea in F tier. I think she can belong in D tier, but definitely, for me personally, she doesn't belong in A or B or C. So next, let's go ahead and rank our new villager Quinn. Eagle villagers are probably one of the coolest looking ones for me, especially like Apollo, Avery, Sterling. Like those all are really cool eagle villagers. And the fact that Quinn comes in and looks like such a badass queen of an eagle, I'm gonna have to rank Quinn. I think I'm gonna go with B tier with Quinn. Next up, we're gonna be ranking our character Ace. Now Ace, I'm not sure how I feel about Ace. Personally, I just don't really like his design. He's not bad enough of a design that would go into F tier. So I'm gonna put him in D tier, but because I'm putting him in D tier, I feel like I'm doing Azalea quite a bit of disservice putting her in D tier with Roswell and Ace. Just because of that, I think I'm gonna have to move Azalea into C tier with Cephalobot. Let's go with our new hamster villager, Marlowe. Just look at that smug look. Like he looks like he's about to F you up. And honestly, never been a hamster villager fan. I personally don't like Rodney. I'm sorry, Rodney lovers. For Marlowe, I think Marlowe's design looks a lot better than Rodney. I think he's C tier at best. You know what I didn't realize about Petri? Petri has red and blue ears, kind of like the red and blue eyes. I didn't realize that. And she looks like some sort of like scientist, like mad scientist kind of thing. And I think that looks really awesome. Personally, to me, one of the cooler designs in Animal Crossing. I don't think she belongs any less than B tier for sure. Petri is gonna go in A tier. All right, so next we have Rio, an ostrich villager. Some ostrich villager that comes to mind for me is Sprocket, Blanc. You know, those ostrich villagers aren't actually that bad. Like even Cranston, I think, is very charming in his own way. And the fact that Rio has that very like Hispanic culture kind of vibe with her character, really awesome to me. You know, just with my gut, I can probably safely say Rio is probably B tier. So we are down to our final 3 villagers, Yone, Brett, and Shino. So let's go ahead and get started with one of them, Shino. When I first saw Shino in the direct, I legit gasped. She looks incredible. I think she's one of the coolest villagers to come to Animal Crossing ever since Raymond and Sherb and stuff. Her Japanese design, the horns, the kimono, everything about her character is just absolutely gorgeous. Where I'm gonna put her is S tier, easy. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and rank this villager that you guys all probably wondering where I would put him. Brett, our new dog villager. He has like a nice, cute charm to him. I don't know, something about the coat and the brown ear tips and the thick eyebrows or the plaid shirt. Like it's just kind of very cute to me. Aside from the eyes, like the eyes are like probably the worst part about this villager. Right now I would say he's definitely not in C tier or below. Oh shoot. I feel like this is one of the harder ones. Brett is going C tier. It was a very hard decision to put in between B or C. I can totally see him B tier, but I can also see him C tier. I don't think he's A tier. All right, and so last but not least, Yone, our galactical squirrel with the coolest design. Honestly, like I love that tail. When I see Yone, I think of Judy, and Judy, other than her snooty attitude, I think it's kind of obvious. The reason why I waited last for Yone is I think obviously Yone is gonna be S tier. It's kind of hard to argue that that design isn't absolutely super cool. So, all right, so I think my community kind of convinced me a little bit here. You know, I'll stick to what I said. Fret was for me B and C tier. Between the two, it was very hard. I'm gonna bump Fret to B tier, and that will be where Fret goes, and that's it. All right, and that's our rankings for the new villagers for New Horizons. Let me know what you thought of where I ranked them and how you would change them in the comments below. If you thought this was fun, definitely go check out this video on how I turned my Animal Crossing character into a gift tuber. Love your face, and I'll see you on the next one.